What is up? My name is Garrett at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Thank you so much for tuning into the Now Notation YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today we are talking about Matt Ox's Oxenfree Ox album. I hate when rappers take their name and they put it in the fucking title of their debut projects. Paris did that with One Night in Paris this year, and it just bothers me for some fucking reason. But yeah, this is the album Ox. Came out on October 30th. And this is his debut coming out party on RCA's label. This guy is someone who popped up mid to late last year. He's from Philadelphia, from the Working on Dying team. But what kind of stands out about him is the fact that he's so fucking young. Is that he's literally like 12 years old, 12, 13 years old. And, you know, it's pretty insane when you think about it that way. Especially when you listen to this guy's music, because there's two ways that you could look at it. Actually, the way I approached this album review is kind of similar how I had to approach the Little Windex album that came out this year. It's that you can look at it two ways. You can take it as a joke, or you can look at it as real, legitimate music. And I think when you're reviewing an album, you kind of have to do a mixture of both. But going into this album, the lead single, which was 0 Degrees, and then Jet Lag came later. When 0 Degrees dropped, it was kind of out of nowhere for me, and it was fucking catchy as hell. It was really good. And then he had that song with Valley, and that dropped as well. Awesome, I believe, is the name of that track. And those two kind of dropped back to back. And then we got Jet Lag with Chief Keef a few days later after that. And then the album dropped all within that week, this Ox album. But leading into that, when I heard 0 Degrees, I was like, holy shit, he's back. He just got kicked off his other label. Now he's on RCA's label. So he had a little bit of a re-sign going on. So his music was in this weird limbo, if you will. But for it finally to come out and kind of get the showing that we did, just with the crazy flow on Awesome mixed with just the energy on 0 Degrees, I was like, damn, dude, if this kid comes out of nowhere and drops like album of the year, like unironically just drops that shit, I'm not gonna be ready for it. But now I'm ready for it, and I'm looking for that. When the whole album eventually did drop, we get about 10 tracks on this thing, 11 tracks on this thing, 10 extra tracks, and aside from 0 Degrees. And I think that this thing is a really good album. It's exactly Matt Ox, just doing Matt Ox on a full-length project. There's nothing too crazy as far as like, oh, I didn't expect that. He has a lot of funny lines, such as in Trident, where he's talking about how he never went to college, and being 13, I would assume you didn't have the opportunity yet, but if you're also making good money at 13, I don't think you need it necessarily, so I don't think he's going to be going to college. So like little shit like that, where you're just like, man, this kid is literally 13, and he's talking to me like he's 25, and it's hilarious. But going back to kind of what I was saying with the whole leading up to this, and how I was excited, how I wasn't excited. Was I overhyping this thing? Did I have to check myself? I definitely had to check myself when it dropped, because listening to it, it was exactly what I was expecting back in the day. Just really good Matt Ox music, but it wasn't anything like, oh, fuck, album of the year. By no means is that. But one thing that did stand out to me, and one thing that I do want to shout out this kid for, is that this album is pretty much a clean album. Like, there's no explicit stuff other than the feature from Valley and Chief, but even Key's feature on this thing is clean. So it's like, that alone just hit me in the jaw when I realized that. And I was like, this is so fucking smart. It's coming at the caliber of like wordplay, lyricism, and delivery is all sounding consistent with like this very outlandish side of rap, just as far as like the mumble rap SoundCloud wave that we are coming out of recently with, thank God, I think in 2019 we're not going to hear mumble rap or SoundCloud rap. Those two words are just plagues on the industry. But Matt Ox is definitely a product of that era and is definitely inspired by those people. So when you're looking at it, you're like, damn, this is probably going to be a 13-year-old wilding out, having fun, and probably cussing up a storm. And only 2 of those 3 actually happen. He's wilding out, he's having fun, but he's also doing it in a clean way. And in an interview, he was saying that he used to cuss on his music. Pussy in the trenches, yeah, that's where I'm flexing. That's fucking Overwhelming's hook. So the kid definitely would say explicit stuff, but he just mentioned that his mom wasn't a big fan, so he promised her that he wouldn't be doing that. And the label let him, and that I just feel like in a world where you're signing a 13-year-old that makes this type of music and can rap like this, I feel like it's very hard for the label not to want him to go the full nth degree with like crazy colored hair and just cussing up a storm. Like, I think that's a very easy thing to market, and just the shock factor of that on a mainstream level would probably provide you a lot of sales just by people wanting to check it out or laugh at it. But the fact that they let him kind of hone in his artistry and actually like maintain that integrity across is really cool. I just didn't expect that for some reason. Let's get into the track list real quick. Track number 1 is Trident. Track number 2 is Jet Lag featuring Chief Keef. Track number 3 is Ride Around. Track number 4 is Ya Dig. Track number 5 is Pull Up featuring Key. Track number 6 is Drip. Track number 7 is Can't. Track number 8 is Walk Out featuring Vali. Or Valet. Track number 9 is Blue Racks. Track number 10 is 0 Degrees. And track number 11 is I Like. Standout tracks for myself are Jet Lag, Drip. I am enjoying Blue Racks, 0 Degrees, and I Like as well. I will throw out Walkout as a little thing. Pull Up's hook, though, is some of the most catchy melodic thing I've ever heard. I just am very interested in Maddox's ability to just flow the way that he does. I mentioned that song Awesome with Valet earlier, and that is a song where you hear him come in and he's like, Gucci flowers blossom, and you're just like, damn, this is a 13-year-old kid just rapping. Like, it's definitely inspired by Valet's flow, but there's something about a kid doing it that just comes across so fucking interesting. And Matt kind of switches between these 5 different flows across this whole project. I think he definitely hangs on. There's never a point where I'm like, damn, this kid can't carry a song, because he definitely can. He has catchy hooks. He can sing. He can, with the help of autotune, of course. But even his like influx of autotune is different across multiple tracks on this thing, where even though there is autotune singing on a lot of these, the way that the autotune is being presented is varied on enough of these to where it's not just the same fucking drowning out sound. And again, his flow, he's just testing it out, trying different things. It seems like from Overwhelming to this point, with this and that and those little spree of songs when he first was blowing up, you can definitely see the growth on this thing. And yeah, I actually enjoy this project. I think it's still something that I'm going to be keeping in the rotation for a minute. I definitely play I Like a lot, 0 Degrees still, Blue Racks. I'll just start with Blue Racks and then just play it till the end. And then if it restarts with Trident and Jet Lag, those are 2 good songs as well. Just the features I think are pretty cool. Chief Keef, shout out to him for collaborating with Valet, and shout out to Valet for letting him be on one of his tracks as well, just as a single. And then Key's the man, so you can't hate on Fat Man Key. So, I mean, for him to pull him in there is just showing that the kid definitely is going to be in the history books for the rap ages, and we'll see where his career goes, because he definitely has plenty of fucking time. To put it in context, like, if this is his first album at 13, Post Malone, everyone gets shocked when they find out he's 23. Maddox is literally 10 years younger than Post Malone. So, I mean, if you give this kid 10 years of growth, he could be making some crazy good music at the time of, wow, that guy's still young. But when you start in the game at 13, I mean, where this kid can go is endless, in my opinion. So what did you think of this album? Let me know in the comment section below. My name is Garrett.Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT, Instagram as well. You can follow me on both of those. Now in rotation on those 2 platforms as well. If you want to follow this channel, hit subscribe, hit like. We appreciate all the support on all the reviews. And yeah, you have a great day. That is all, folks.